What do you think about T.O. not making the Hall of Fame, Steve?
Well, first off, you got to look at it. I have to tread very lightly because I'm also one of those guys who, depending on who you ask, on some of the media, that I think personally they want to stick it to him. I think if you want to say off the field things, and I'm just going to be straightforward like I always am, there are a number of Hall of Famers who had numerous off the field issues that were 10 times worse. Detrimental to their team and detrimental to them individuals. And also would be probably detrimental to some of their families, some of the activities that they did, but they still made the Hall of Fame. So that's my personal and educational opinion based on reading information over the years of other people and some of the arrests and some of the things that they transpired, and yet P.O. hasn't had any of those things. So I find it very interesting that the people with the pen decide to, I think if you're going to decide to stick it to someone with a pen because maybe they didn't give you the interview you decided, I think we should start delegating and withdrawing some of those voting privileges if you're not going to be biased, in which, according to being in the media, you're supposed to be non-biased.
Well,
so,
some of the people who voted, just to give you a little bit of what they would say upon hearing this, okay, is that some of them didn't vote for T.O. because other teams that had him at the height of his excellence, and which you and I think we can agree is Hall of Fame excellence, that they got rid of him because he was such a problem in the locker room. And that happened multiple times, and that's why they voted against him. They're not saying, even though it might be deep down, the fact that they walked up to his locker and he put him on a pay no mind list, Steve. So what would you say hearing that? Because you didn't have that. Sometimes you might have been a little bit surly when somebody came to your locker, but you didn't get sent from one team to another because of the so-called cancer.
No, I mean, when you say that, I agree. But when you're looking at a man's whole body of work, and the Hall of Fame is based on your whole body of work, and the guy, at some point, there is a guy in the Hall of Fame in this year's or last year's who T.O. is above.
In terms of his numbers?
In terms of his numbers statistically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think T.O.'s I'm pretty sure he's in the top 5,
He is?
Top 4. If T.O.'s in the top 4 and you got a guy in there that's in the top 30, I know I went to public school right there in Los Angeles, but the last time I checked, there are about 25 different statistics.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.